Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Just a little bit of a viewer discretion here. I'm gonna be looping the same clips pretty much throughout the entirety of this video. I don't have any new raw gameplay to show you guys, but maybe here soon. If you're watching this video, there's about a 99% chance you know what Gray Zone Warfare is, and if not, boom, look in the top right, there's a playlist right there for you. About a week and some change before the most recent devblog for Gray Zone Warfare dropped, Rick sent me and many other VIP creators a document containing information about devblog number 3, the most recent one that released the day this video went up. And this document contained a lot of information about their ballistics system. More specifically, their terminal ballistics configuration demo, which I'm showing on screen right now. This included bullet penetration, recoil, ricochet, temporary cavities upon bullet impact, just so much cool shit coming from the GZW camp. I also want to touch on some things that they put on their Steam page in regards to their early access goals. I want to talk about what it means for you and me, and then give my honest opinions at the end of this video. But before we get into it, like and sub for more content like this. Since all this information was embargoed until literally this video went up, nobody got to see this video early. But if you want to see videos earlier than everybody else, you could become a channel member for 99 cents a month. And to me, that sounds like a damn good deal. All right, let's get into it. Let's go ahead and move right into the confirmed ammo types that are going to be in Gray Zone Warfare. You have soft point, full metal jacket, armor piercing, and hollow point. And these ammo types range from expanding on impact to bouncing around inside of the body once the round makes contact. I know we've already seen multiple ammo types in different games of this caliber, but still, I wanted to make it a point to say that, yeah, there are going to be multiple ammo types in this game. In this document, it's confirmed that every single projectile in this game will have varying factors that will determine its impact and effectiveness. To borrow a direct quote here, each projectile's impact and effectiveness are determined by various factors, including energy, velocity, and penetration capabilities, and how these factors influence the damage potential of different types of ammunition. The quote continues, "The projectile simulation includes a variety of detailed aspects. Firstly, it accounts for jacket damage and detachment. Secondly, it simulates core deformation, known as mushrooming, as well as disintegration. Thirdly, considering the bullet's rotation, it incorporates the ricochet and projectile destabilization physics. Finally, it includes a physical simulation within the human body, calculating both temporary and permanent cavities in soft tissues and their impact." I will touch more on this complex ass quote that I just laid in front of you. I promise I will. Make sure you stick around for it. They then show an example using this image I have up on screen with some text underneath saying essentially soft core rounds may have difficulty piercing certain materials, while tungsten core rounds will give you minimal issue. They also make it a point to mention that the simulation they used in this test factors in things like kinetic energy density, angle of obliquity, deformation, and the differences between full and partial penetration. This also translates over into something I got to see Rick and Merrick demo live for all of the VIPs in the GZW Discord, and it's the ballistic gel demonstration of their temporary cavity systems. The same one that I played just a second ago, and I'm gonna go ahead and play again. I wish you could have seen our faces in the Discord when they showed us this. Everyone was just so fucking happy to see this level of detail being added into the game. I'm not gonna read the entire snippet about this, but I will read a little blurb. Quote, "Upon striking a target, a bullet's transferred energy fluctuates depending on its specifications and the composition of the obstacle. This involves accounting for factors such as bullet's rotation, deformation, tumbling, and alterations in behavior after penetrating a barrier." The document I was sent over also covers ricocheting and recoil control. Not too much to say about those, but I will say this. The recoil system they have is absolutely sick, because depending on if you have a full mag or a near empty mag, that small thing will determine how much additional recoil you receive. Now this next bullet, no pun intended, I want to talk about is something they labeled as knowing your body. I'm going to pull some quotes from the couple of paragraphs I was sent in regards to this topic. It starts off by saying, quote, "Your PMC operative has a detailed human anatomy with organs, bones, and structures accurately portraying injury-based cavities caused by projectiles. Each scenario is meticulously calculated, reflecting the complex realities of ballistics and armor interaction, ranging from severe internal trauma to more superficial wounds. It is essential to know that even a minor injury can lead to more significant issues, such as limited movement, worsened aim, and impaired hearing, especially in a heated combat zone." That was pretty much everything I found substantial when it came to the embargoed document that I was sent. If you guys want to see devblog number 3 in its entirety, make sure you hit that link in the pinned comment. It will take you straight to it. I want to give you guys a little bit of my thoughts here. To tell you guys how excited I am is an absolute understatement. The extreme attention to detail they are putting into these particular systems is what leads me to believe that the game will come out, turn some goddamn heads, and leave a lasting impression on gamers. But all of this hype and excitement should be met with a little bit of realistic expectations. For example, will it be perfect out of the box? Realistically, I don't think so. And here's the thing, that's completely fine. It does not need to be perfect day one. To be honest, the game only needs 3 things once it hits early access. It needs stable servers, it needs to be mechanically stable, and we need an easy to follow game loop. Outside of that, utilize your time and funds in early access to make the game as close to perfect as possible. And since we're already on the topic of early access, I want to go ahead and run down some of the things we can expect from GZW once it hits Steam's early access. First things first here, the billion-dollar answer almost every single dev team underestimates when it comes to the duration question, the how long are you planning on being in early access for question if you didn't know. And this is the answer that we got. Gray Zone Warfare is a long-term project that will continue to evolve until we deliver the ultimate gaming experience. The approximate timeline may span several years depending on community feedback and the fulfillment of our shared vision. And that right there is what I call knowing your team and understanding expectations. I would prefer 9 times out of 10 to read that a game may take you several years to leave early access versus the standard bullshit ass lie of our game will only be in early access for 12 to 18 months. Yeah, 12 to 18 months my ass. You're not pumping it out that fast. Most of the time that shit ain't never leaving early access and we all know it. Tangent aside here, I want to run down a list that Madfinger included on their Steam page of planned features. No, I said planned, not promised. People are going to try to confuse those words with one another at some point, but these are just planned for now. Regardless, I'm going to go ahead and read off some of what these guys plan on putting in GZW. And I said some because this list is pretty goddamn long. But we have a complete map featuring all locations and diverse biomes, different types of AI behaviors based on the enemy type, situation, time, or weather condition, game-changing, captivating seasonal events, dynamic weather changing the gameplay experience, an accelerated day and night cycle, enhanced weapon customizations, fully customizable gear, and a complex trading system for the players. Rick wants to make it a point and make it very clear that many of these features will be added over time. It's not going to be day one of early access, but very well could be day one of full release after leaving early access. Now again, here are some of my thoughts. I'm ready to get my hands on this goddamn game. I'm ready to hop into this world, experience the game in its raw state, and tell you guys all about it because that's the only thing that's left to do. Like always, the guys at Madfinger say a lot of amazing things and give us more to look forward to essentially every time they make a statement. Like I've told Rick before, and this is absolutely no discredit to him or anyone working on GZW, this is more so how the general public views this title for right now. Until we see this stuff in action, until we see it with our own 2 eyes and have people on board validating what you guys are saying, then it is literally just words for right now. But going back to some of the more crucial parts in this video, one of the more impressive things I read was the implementation of physics-based ballistic systems. Now, I graduated from a school that had about 200 people in it, so I'm not that goddamn smart. But I did hit Rick up for more clarification on this system, and he basically confirmed that this system is not based on procedural generation, but rather physics of the projectile striking and passing through the object it's colliding with. So this system that they crafted can analytically tell whether or not it's passing through wood, sheet metal, hitting concrete, hitting a player's gear, all that shit. Absolutely fucking mental to think about. And honestly, this can either go one of 2 ways. The amount of detail that they are putting into this game is either gonna backfire or it's gonna pay off long term. If and when I get my hands on this game, I will immediately be able to tell if half of the things that are on this plan list will be achievable by the time it comes out of Steam's early access. Now note, they did not give a harsh deadline for when they're leaving early access. They said it could be several years, but it just depends on how they progress the game. And you know what? That's completely fine. There is a shining example of a game that is currently in early access that has been in early access for almost a decade, and that is Ground Branch. I get it, Ground Branch and Gray Zone Warfare, 2 completely separate games, but I wanted to bring this up and make a point that eventually the people who are supporting your project are going to get tired of having the game in early access, and they want it to feel complete at some point. So yes, while staying in early access may benefit you guys in the long term, overstaying your welcome on that system is just not going to do you any favors, simply because you're taking longer to push out a finished product. For me, I could give 2 fucks less. Keep the game in Steam's early access for 7 or 8 years, make it one of the best fucking games you can put money towards, and continue building a community of people that are gonna ride or die for your game. Because whether you guys want to admit it or not, Escape from Tarkov is your biggest competitor and pretty much your only competitor in this space. And people right now are sick and tired of the bullshit they've been doing, but people have been playing it for so long, it's like, where do I go now? This is my home. You're going to essentially do the same exact thing with Gray Zone Warfare, but I am hoping and praying to whatever deity has not blocked my phone number that you are going to be doing it way better than Battlestate has. has. Now you guys may bring up a counter argument that Battlestate has to have been doing something right this entire time, because how have they been able to amass this huge cult following of players? And I get it. I see Grayzone Warfare doing the exact same thing, and it kind of already has in a sense. But at the end of the day, your following is only going to be as strong as your game is. So getting it right day one is not the end of the world. But if we're on day 1000 and shit just still isn't working right, then we've got some more issues to talk about. But all of what I just said aside, I am extremely excited to play this game. I'm excited to see what comes next. I know these guys were talking about raw gameplay coming out sometime soon, probably within the next couple weeks. And let me tell you guys, I am here for it. I am on board for it. And I will show you guys exactly everything that's going on with Grayzone Warfare. So if you guys are interested and love this style of content, go ahead and hit that like button, that sub button, and smash that notification bell for more content like this. Socials down in the pinned comment. Stay tapped in with Grayzone Warfare. My name is Redbeard Mortis. Speak loud, speak the truth, and I will see you in the next one.